Welcome, everyone. I'm the J.R. Stewart, and welcome to my podcast. You may notice that the background's a little different. Generally, I film this show from my studio. It has a green screen, and I put various virtual background, or just sometimes use a black screen. But I'm in the office today, and in fact, I may just start recording from the office. A little better set. The lighting is not as good. You may notice the lighting in the studio is much better. It's studio lighting, and so I need to work on that. But anyway, let's get into it. We have an interesting show today, and I want to talk about someone, Dr. Peterson, who is recently I've just selected him to be one of my life mentors. I don't give that designation easily. You have to have some opinions that are really, I think, are worthy of that consideration. You have to be someone who's impacted my life and my thinking. And so Dr. Peterson is starting to have an effect on me. So it's been a while. He's been under consideration for about a year now, maybe a year and a half. So I've been, considering this move. So I think I'm going to go ahead and add him to the list. And in case you're wondering who else is on that list, well, the very first person that was on that I put on the list was Tony Brown, and the second person was Zig Ziglar. The third person was Rush Limbaugh, and no, I'm sorry, I got that order incorrect. The actually very first person was Ronald Reagan, then Tony Brown, then Zig Ziglar, then Rush Limbaugh. So, and now I'm adding Dr. Peterson to the list. So let's get started. So I'm going to start with a video of Dr. Peterson, and basically he is saying the same thing I've been saying in my series. If you go look at my collection of videos called The Ways of the Caveman, and certainly in my videos called The Ways of the Warrior, you'll see that I make the point at a fundamental level and from a biblical level and a philosophical level that men are not to be alone. They're not supposed to be alone. We're not designed to go through life by ourselves. This whole single thing, playing the field, that's really not your true purpose at a fundamental level. Life is about life, and at a fundamental level, we're all responsible. Men, should, at a fundamental level, have wives and have children. That's what we're here for. Secondarily, we can, pursue a career, pursue a skill or an art. That's not stopping you from being something else in addition to that. But just at a fundamental level, you're supposed to be a father and you're supposed to be a husband. And so let's watch the video. So from a psychological perspective, Dr. Peterson is saying the same thing that I've been saying. Okay, roll video 1, go.
Your mental health isn't dependent on you. That's not the right way to think about it. I don't think you can be mentally healthy in the absence of a long-term stable relationship. You have to be married, so you have to establish a relationship with someone that integrates sexuality, that's there for the long run. Because there for the long run is the same as sane. There for tomorrow, there for the next minute, that's not sanity, that's impulsiveness, that's aimlessness. They're the same thing.
Okay, and so as you see, Dr. Peterson basically is saying the same thing, that for people who go through life trying to be single, it's very immature of them. And so, ladies, take this as a bit of advice. So if a man's not looking to settle down, not looking to get married, have children, this just shows where his mental state is. This is an immature man, so just be careful. If you decide to get involved with this person, you've been warned. So that generally, if your desires are to settle down at some point, be a wife, be a mother, have a family, don't waste your time dealing with guys who want to be single, and vice versa. For men that understand their fundamental purpose and want to align with that fundamental purpose, want to have a wife, want to have children, Do not waste your time dealing with women who want to be single. Yeah, so single people who want to be single and who are single, you're from a psychological perspective, Dr. Peterson's letting you know that these people are very immature. The next subject we're going to move to is this whole thing about being too nice. Now, I've said this, and we have Dr. Well, I don't know if she's a doctor, but she's a psychologist, Sadia, I believe is her name. Hopefully I'm not mispronouncing her name. I'm terrible with names, people. You guys know that. So I'm going to apologize if I'm mispronouncing her name. But I do follow her on YouTube, and I'm going to share a couple of her clips because I've been challenged. I've been getting some pushback from some guys who tell me that my view on this is incorrect. So my view is that women do not like so-called quote-unquote nice guys. These are generally guys who are betas, beta-type personalities. And the reason that they really don't like them, and the reason I say that is because within 7 years, 65% of women who marry, college-educated women who marry men who are beta-type personalities are in divorce after 7 years. And then the other 35% don't fare much better. They don't get a divorce. They stay with their husband, but they're not happy. You know, I jokingly say that these are the women who are sitting up at night watching you sleep, just thinking about putting a pillow over your head and putting all their weight behind it. If they can just hold that position for 2 minutes, their problems may be over with. It's just a joke. Nobody act on that because I don't want to be charged with inciting a murder. But just having some fun here. But anyway, you guys get the gist of what I'm saying, is that I believe that women really do not like men who are betas. Now, the psychologist here, Sadia, she says it's not that women don't like betas. She doesn't say betas. She says nice guys, but it's the same thing. We know what she's talking about. She says it's really that they lack masculinity. And that's what I said. I said it's a problem with betas, that they fall into this trap of believing that there's something wrong with their masculinity, that masculinity is toxic. They listen to the woke crowd. They listen to the feminists. They listen to these women who are trying to weaken men, who have an agenda to weaken men, and this is one of the ways they do it. And so these guys fall into this trap, and they're soft, they're weak, they're feckless. And women really don't like this. I mean, they'll marry these guys, they'll have babies for them. Why? Because they can control them. That's it. They can control them. They don't respect them. They don't value them. They really don't even like them. But my opinion and her opinion is slightly different. But in the end, it's the same conclusion, guys. Nice guys do finish last. Betas do finish last. I mean, I'm sorry to have to tell you this. I've been telling you this in the videos. But if you're a beta, and you don't want to be a beta, hey, reach out to me. Go to my website, thejrstewart.com. My contact information is out there. Reach out to me, and man, I'll be glad to work with you and get you out of that beta status and help you transition to become a strong alpha male that women do like and appreciate and want. So anyway, let's play cut 2 of Dr. Sadie. I'm sorry, I call her Dr. Sadia. I don't know if she's a doctor or not, but she's definitely a psychologist. So anyway, let's play cut 2. Go.
And today what we're going to be looking at is why nice guys finish last. Now, it is a known thing. Nice guys finish last. Women hate nice guys. Women hate nice guys, blah, blah, blah. Here's the reality. Women do not hate nice men. That's just not true. But what we do dislike is men who lack masculinity. Now, a lot of nice guys tend to be men who also lack other masculine traits that women find attractive.
Okay, we're back. And I hope you guys like the video. Hey, if you have an opinion, please leave a comment. Tell me if I'm right or Sadie is correct. Do women really, don't like, women really like betas, they just don't like the fact that there are some masculine traits that they're lacking? Or am I more correct to just say that really deep down, it's not just a lack of some masculine traits, that women really don't like beta men. They don't like the weak and the feckless. Like I said, you ladies will marry them, you have children for them because you think they're safe and you control them, which you can. They're very manipulative. Betas are very easy to manipulate. And so if you're into that, then betas are for you. But deep down, I know, deep down, ladies, come on, it's me. We can keep it real with each other. Deep down, I know and you know that you really don't like betas. Okay, our next segment, our next story that we're going to talk about is giving too much. Now, I just did a recent video. If you go out to my series, The Chronicles of Eve, that's a set of videos for women, actually. And women, I'm asking if there's a topic that you'd like for me to cover, please go out to my website, thegrstewart.com, and get my contact information, reach out to me, or just leave comments. Tell me what you want me to discuss, and I'll research and discuss it for you. But I think the last video that I did for the series, The Chronicles of Eve, dealt with imbalance, with women who give too much. So this goes both ways, actually, for men who give too much and from women who give too much. And from a spiritual perspective, ladies, this is really painful, hurtful, and it has long-lasting effect on women when they give too much and it's not reciprocating. And it's sad when it happens. On a personal level, I learned this the hard way. And actually, I learned this from reading a psychology magazine while I was sitting in waiting for a session. It just had me on the counter, and I picked the magazine up and started reading this article. And it talked about giving too much, people who give too much. And especially when you give to people who can't return anything, can't do anything in return for you. And that this creates a psychological imbalance with them, the person who's on the receiving end. And it makes them feel bad that they're receiving, that you're giving, they're receiving, and they can't give anything back. And that the end result of this is that they'll end up despising you. They'll end up hating you. They'll end up calling you names, putting you down. And they do that in order to make themselves feel good, to be okay with this unequal distribution of giving. And so this happens in relationships also. So in the Chronicles of Eve, my imbalance video, I warn women, do not give too much of yourself. Do not give wife effort to a guy that you're dating or kicking it with or hanging out with. That's way too much. If he's non-committal or just sticking his toes in the water and testing the water with you, if y'all are just dating, you're just kicking, okay, then keep it at that level. You spend time with him, you have a good time, and that's where you break it off. If you start, trying to move a person into your life, you're, submitting unto them, sleeping with them. That's kind of what that submission thing is. Operating under their authority and their leadership, then basically you're functioning as a wife at that point. And if you're functioning as a wife, you need to be a wife. You need to have a full commitment from him in return. So when you're giving 100 and the person that you're giving it to is only providing 15 or 20%, there's going to be a problem, ladies. And every time you do this with a guy, it hurts. For men, it happens to us also. There are betas out there who give everything, give everything they have, and will gladly do it to the woman that's in their life, even though she doesn't really love them, doesn't respect them, doesn't honor them, doesn't submit under his authority, receives no rejoicing from him, no blessing. I mean, she's just not there, but she's there, but she's not there in the capacity of what a wife should be. That baby, she's on their receiving end, and the distribution is unequal. And this affects her at some point because, she's going to start feeling the same way. She has to put you down. She has to make you the enemy because she cannot feel good about her position. And so this is why you need to make sure that if you're in a relationship, especially, guys, if you're in this relationship and you're a beta, and come on, let's not fake it. You know if you're a beta or not. You know that if you're the providing leadership and authority in your household, if you're rejoicing over your wife, if you're loving her in obedience to God, and that in return, she respects you, honor you, and submit in all ways unto you. If you have that, great. More power to you. If you don't have that, don't assume that, because everyone you speak to is pretty much in the same beta type relationship and going through the same hell that you're catching, that this is just the way it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be this way. The problem is that you're a beta. You're a nice guy, you're not masculine enough, and you don't know how to exert yourself. It feels unnatural to you. And I don't blame you, because society, this woke society, has been telling you that masculinity is toxic. Being a real man is toxic. And so you're ashamed to be a real man. So this is a psychological impairment for you, to break through that barrier. And so, but you're not going to be truly happy in your marriage. Your wife is not going to be truly happy in your marriage with you being a beta. It's just not possible. I promise you. So listen to the psychologist here, Sadia, and please listen to my comments. Go back and watch my videos, The Ways of the Caveman, and certainly follow me in my collection of new videos, The Ways of the Warrior.
A partner who is an absolute mess, and they want to feel their self-esteem grow through helping them, through fixing them. So they'll give back to this person, give and give and give, thinking that this person is then going to fall in love with. The problem with that is we cannot give with the underlying intention of making that person attached to us. That won't help our self-esteem. People who give too much and give hoping that you'll attach them end up with people who take a lot. Takers. And with takers, they actually lose love and attachment to the person that they're taking from, because there's a part of us that feels a bit guilty when somebody gives too effortlessly to us. So the only way to reduce the guilt is to make fun of the person that's giving to us, or to diminish what they're giving to. So when I say giving, you have to give with zero expectation of attachment. You do it because you have a particular skill and you want to give that skill to other people, not because you want that person to like you.
Okay, the last video that I'm going to cover, and actually the message about giving too much, that is for men and for women. So it's not just a male thing, it's not just a female thing. I just want y'all to know. So excuse me, got something in my eye. Okay, so the last topic that I'm going to cover tonight, then I'm going to call it a night. It is night here. I normally shoot these videos in the studio in the daytime, but I've been doing a lot of video editing. You guys have noticed that I've changed the format of some of my motivational videos. It used to be me just speaking, me talking whatever's on my mind. I didn't have a script, I don't have notes. It's just me going to the studio and start recording. That's just the way I am. I'm just that talented. But I want to change the format up a little bit. And so I'm going to start doing live shows where it's just me talking with a few notes that and suggestions that I've gotten from people. And I will do the motivational videos, but the format will be a little different. You'll notice that the message is a little different. There's music in the background. There's some pictures and videos, not of me. So if you guys miss me, just let me know. Comment, send me a comment. If you miss me, want me back in the videos, I can do that. But it was sort of suggested by my director. I was finally able to get a graphics manager and a director who helps me produce the show and produce the videos. So guys, we're moving up, and all of that is because of you. So please continue to like, subscribe, share the videos, talk about me, give some comments, all that good stuff to help me out. So the last topic is simps and wimps. You guys have heard me talk about simps and wimps. These are betas who are married generally or in a relationship, and women just take advantage of them. Take advantage of them. And it's sad to watch. It's sad for me to watch. So that's why I don't deal with simps and wimps. But if you are a simp or a wimp and you are being manipulated, you know who you are. I'm not trying to put anybody on the spot. Reach out to me privately if you're tired of it. Life, you don't have to go through life being a simp and a wimp, being manipulated, being taken advantage of. You can do something about it. You can grow up here. You can develop a backbone. You can stand up for yourself. You can become masculine again. It's not toxic. And I don't care what the Me Too, what the Now crowd, what the feminists, what the woke crowd is saying. You are exactly what you are supposed to be, a man. And women are exactly what they're supposed to be, women. And so we all, in the end, want the same thing for the most part. We want nice, solid, strong, healthy relationships. The cornerstone of any society, of any species, is its ability to reproduce and to develop offsprings and to forge ahead with the next generation. And so anyway, let me get to this video clip 4, and let's see what Miss Sadia has to say. Okay, play clip 4. Go.
There's only one thing that all women want. People will tell you that they want money, they want someone tall, they want someone stronger. The reality of hypergamy for a woman is only by one metric. It's our ability to manipulate a man. Yeah? We will only respect men we can't manipulate. You can be shorter than us, you can be poorer than us, you can be dumber than us in all other regards, but if we can't trick you, we'll still give you some respect. But if you're richer than us, taller than us, got more degrees and more qualifications, but we can trick you and we can manipulate you and we can derive resources, we cannot see you as a body to respect.
Okay. So now you see, guys and ladies, it's not just me saying this. I purposely follow Sadia for a reason, because she's a woman psychologist and she speaks out on these things. And her and Dr. Peterson, of course, are in that field of psychology. And so they tend to speak about these things more from a professional sociologist or psychologist perspective, a social science perspective. Me, I just understand the science. I've done a lot of research, I've read a lot of research papers, so I understand what they're saying, and I try to translate what they're saying into common sense approach, and even sometimes overlay it with spiritual and philosophical lessons also. Information and knowledge that I've gained. I try to overlay the message and try to bring it to you from different perspectives, so you just don't feel like I'm just preaching at you, that I'm just fussing at you, I'm just hollering at you or screaming at you, and it's just my opinion is not grounded in anything. I'm trying to show you that it is grounded in something, and that there are other people out there besides me, despite what my haters say. Some of them say, "Oh, Jay, are you just making this up?" I'm not making it up. And so you hear this. So I'm bringing this from a woman's perspective. Here's a woman psychologist, Miss Sadia, who's saying the same thing I'm saying. Stop being a wimp. Stop being a simp. Stop allowing yourself to be manipulated. Grow up here. Stand up. Be a man. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with masculinity. It's not toxic. I don't care how much noise you make. I don't care how much you scratch your butt. How many farts you give out. I don't care. Being a man is really, at a fundamental level, about having a wife and being a father, at a fundamental level. At a spiritual level, it's about marriage, and it's about loving, it's about honoring, respecting. It's about putting your wife on a pedestal. It's about providing authority and boundaries for your children. It's about rejoicing over your children. It's about blessing your wife and your children. It's about rejoicing over her. It's about doing all the things that God calls you to do, about being obedient to God. And in return, your wife, God will work in your wife, or the person you're interested in marrying, will work in her life to make her a perfect gift for you. That is your reward for being obedient to God. Your children will grow up being productive people if you provide blessing to them, you rejoice over them, provide authority over them, set boundaries and goals for them. and watching them grow up to be productive people. Those are the memories that you would take to your grave. I give this scenario, this thought experiment. This is where I'm gonna close out, people. I promise, because you know how to know I'm long-winded and I can talk. So, but I'm gonna close out after this thought experiment. And then I've said this in some videos in the past, that if a doctor came to you and said you had 5 minutes to live, 5, and then you're just gonna drop dead, and that the best thing you can do is to make those 5 minutes as memorable as possible, as pleasant as possible, and that you should lay down and think about happy thoughts, the most pleasant memories that you have. Those are going to be memories that involve your wife, when you had memorable moments, anniversaries, when you first got married. Those are going to involve your children. The first time you've held them when they came home from the hospital. Football games, baseball games, sporting events. Winning awards. These are going to be the most valuable memories that you have, that you're going to take to your grave with you. And so my challenge to you is don't wait. Don't wait. Start generating those memories right now. Make those things the cornerstone of your life. This is what, at a fundamental level, this is where your happiness, your true happiness, comes from. Not the material things, not the skins on the wall, not the awards. None of that. Not the accolades you get from people who say they're your friend and care about you. None of that's going to matter when you're dying and you're ready to take your last breath. The thing that's going to matter to you is knowing that you are a good father and a good husband. That's what's going to matter. So anyway, as I promised, this is where I'm going to close it out. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please continue to support me. I thank everyone who's been subscribing to my channel and helping us grow. Please continue to do so. Reach out to your friends. Share the video, on your social media. This therefore is totally open, for as far as the licensing. So please share it on your social media. Spread the word. Discuss it with other people, and then comment. Leave me comments or go to my website, thegrstewart.com. Look at my information and reach out to me and leave comments, and I'll be glad to cover your requests in future shows. Thank you so much, and as always, I love you, and continue to be yourself exactly how God made you. Thank you so much, and we'll call it a night. Bye.